Why do we always feel like we're not good enough at something? Have you ever wondered why you keep struggling, stuck in that feeling of not being good enough? Why do people around you seem to grow, improve, and succeed while you still feel like you're standing still? That feeling isn't just a bit of worry. It's a quiet pain that hits every time you look in the mirror and ask yourself, why can't I be like them? Every day, millions of people feel the same way, but they don't dare to admit it. They're too afraid to face that pain, thinking that if they do, they'll never overcome it. But the truth is, even the people you think are perfect, the ones you look up to, have all had moments of doubt and failure, just like you. If you don't make a change, your future will keep feeling the same, lacking confidence, never feeling good enough. But don't worry, I'm going to show you another path, one that helps you break through your limits, see yourself in a new way, and build real, lasting confidence. And I promise, by the time you finish this video, you'll feel a new kind of strength, a fire inside that won't go out. Stay with me and find out, because this moment right now might be the one that changes your life. Part 1. Facing the feeling of not being good enough. Have you ever looked in the mirror and asked yourself, what am I even doing? Am I good at anything? Why can't I be like other people who live stable and successful lives? This feeling, you might not notice it, but it's actually really common. Every time you see a friend showing off a new job, a new car, or a new house, something inside you starts to feel uneasy, a bit insecure. You start thinking, why am I still here while everyone else is moving forward? We often compare ourselves to others, and that's where the feeling of not being confident begins. You start to feel like you have no strengths, no special talents, and sometimes you even feel lost, unsure of what to do next in life. But you know what? That's totally normal. Every one of us has gone through or will go through this stage. Even the people you admire, the ones who seem successful and confident, don't always feel that way. Albert Einstein was once told by his teachers that he was slow and not very capable. But that same slow kid went on to completely change how humans understand the universe. Oprah Winfrey was once rejected from a TV job because they said she wasn't fit for it. And now, she's one of the most influential people in the world. They once felt not good enough too. They also faced doubt and insecurity. But the key difference is, they didn't let those feelings stop them. One big mistake we often make during this stage is comparing ourselves to others. We look at their success and ask why we can't do the same. But the truth is, everyone has their own path. You can't measure your worth by what others achieve. You have to understand, no one is born perfect, and every person's growth comes with struggles. If you're feeling not good enough, it's actually a sign that you're growing. The important thing is, don't let self-doubt hold you back. Every small step you take is part of your growth. Don't rush to judge yourself. You're on the right track. And more importantly, you're not alone on this journey. Take time to reflect on yourself. Accept your weaknesses and those not good enough moments as part of your process. Don't let them stop you, because even the most successful people have felt the same way. And one day, you'll realize that confidence doesn't come from being good at everything right away. It comes from staying strong, learning, and growing through every challenge. Part 2. The 5 stages of personal growth. When you feel like you're not good enough, that you have no strengths, or that you don't really know what you're passionate about, don't think you've reached the end of the road. The truth is, this is just one part of your journey to becoming a better version of yourself. To help you understand this process, I want to share something really important that I've learned on my own growth journey. The 5 psychological stages everyone goes through when developing a skill or talent. Stage 1. Know nothing. This is the first stage, when you've just started something new. You have no knowledge, no skills, and you don't even know what you don't know. Everything feels blurry, yet, strangely, you still feel confident. Why? Because you don't understand enough to know what's hard. You see others doing it and think, that looks easy, I can do that too. Like someone who watches a few videos about investing and believes they can make thousands of dollars in just a few days. At this know-nothing stage, you don't see how deep the topic really is. That innocence gives you a false sense of strength and excitement. But don't worry, this is a step everyone has to go through. No one starts out wise. As long as you're willing to learn, today's lack of knowledge will become tomorrow's understanding. Stage 2. Peak of Mount Stupid. After learning a little, you start to feel like you get it. You can explain a few ideas, do a few small things, and suddenly, your confidence shoots up. This is the stage of illusion of skill. You know just enough to think you're good, but not enough to realize how much you're missing. Many people stop here. For example, someone who studies psychology for a few weeks and starts analyzing everyone around them. Or someone who learns a bit about finance and begins giving others investment advice. This is the peak of Mount Stupid, the point where confidence is at its highest, but real understanding is at its lowest. Ironically, when you think you know everything, that's when you're furthest from the truth. Don't be ashamed if you've been there. Everyone has their own Mount Stupid moment. The key is to have the courage to climb down and keep learning. Stage 3, Valley of Despair. After the illusion fades, reality hits. You start to see that things are much more complicated than you thought. You realize what you knew before was just a tiny part of the big picture. You begin to doubt yourself, lose confidence, and sometimes even want to give up. This is the Valley of Despair, the hardest stage, but also the most important one. Because only when you realize how little you actually know can you start learning for real. Many people quit here, thinking they just don't have talent. But in truth, they've only gone halfway. Remember this, no one who's great ever skipped this valley. Artists, athletes, entrepreneurs, they've all been lost at some point. If you're here right now, take it as a sign of progress. Realizing you're not good enough is the first step to becoming truly good. Stage 4, Slope of Enlightenment. After pushing through despair, you start to see the light. You understand more clearly what you're doing, you see your mistakes, and you learn how to fix them. Every step you take now has direction and purpose. This is the slope of enlightenment. You begin to realize that skill doesn't come from confidence. It comes from practice, experience, and persistence. For example, a young programmer who's gone through hundreds of coding errors finally starts to understand how things really work. Or a photographer who's taken thousands of bad shots finally starts to feel the true meaning of light. At this stage, your confidence returns, but it's no longer fake. It's the quiet confidence of someone who knows what they're doing. You're not at the top yet, but you're on the right path, and that's what really matters. Stage 5, Plateau of Sustainability. This is the final stage, where your knowledge and confidence find balance. You no longer feel the need to prove yourself because your skills speak for themselves. You work efficiently, you understand your field deeply, and you can guide others naturally. Your confidence is calm, steady, and lasting. This is the Plateau of Sustainability, the stage of true mastery. You know that knowledge has no end, and even though you're skilled, you keep a humble mindset as a lifelong learner. People who reach this stage often become mentors or guides. They understand what it feels like to be a beginner, to fail, and to rise again. And maybe that's the most beautiful part of this journey, when you don't just grow yourself, but also help others grow with you. Personal growth is not a straight path. It's a long journey filled with challenges and struggles. But once you understand these stages, you'll see that every failure and every setback has meaning. The key is to never quit when things get hard. Keep going, accept your process, and keep improving. Real confidence will come when you truly master what you're learning and keep growing beyond it. Part 3. Breaking through the Valley of Despair. You've probably been through that feeling of total hopelessness, when nothing seems to get better. When it feels like you've hit a wall you can't break through, and you have no idea what to do next. That's the Valley of Despair, a stage everyone has to face on their journey of personal growth. It's the time when you feel tired, lost, and just want to give up. But I want you to remember one very important thing. This is the moment you're actually closest to real change. When you've given your best and still don't see results, feeling hopeless is natural. You might feel like you have nothing left to lose, and you start to wonder if you're even capable of continuing. You might feel stuck in your job, in your relationships, or in life itself. This is the stage where you face your biggest challenges, and those challenges are what test your patience and your strength. Think about the story of Thomas Edison, the man who invented the light bulb. He tried thousands of times and failed again and again. When someone asked him about his failures, he said, "I haven't failed. I just found 10,000 ways that don't work." Edison went through dark and frustrating times too, but he never gave up. He kept going, and in the end, he created something that changed the world. During this stage, many people fall into despair and start thinking about quitting. They believe it's over, that they're not talented enough, or that they just don't have the luck to succeed. But why do we give up so easily during this stage? One big reason is the lack of support and guidance from others. When life gets hard, most of us tend to isolate ourselves. We don't share, we don't ask for advice, and we don't reach out to people who've been through the same thing. And that only makes the feeling of being stuck even heavier. One of the most famous stories of pushing through despair is from J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. Before becoming a global phenomenon, she was a single mother living on government support, writing in coffee shops while taking care of her baby. For years, she was rejected by more than 10 publishers, and she didn't have anyone guiding her writing journey. But instead of giving up, she kept reaching out for help, sending her manuscript to different literary agents until one of them, Christopher Little, agreed to represent her and helped publish her first book. It was her persistence and her willingness to open up and accept help that got her through the hardest stage of her life. If she had stayed silent or believed she had to do everything alone, the world might never have known Harry Potter. So, how do you break through this stage? Final part, the power of perseverance and support. By now, you probably understand that confidence isn't something you get overnight. It's the result of a long journey filled with challenges and effort. And the most important thing that helps you build lasting confidence is perseverance and support from others. But there's one more key factor. It's about giving yourself the right skills to face any challenge in life. Once you've made it through the valley of despair, what you need next is perseverance. This is what helps you stand up after every fall and keep going when you feel like you have nothing left. Perseverance is one of the biggest factors of success, because no one becomes successful without facing failure. Successful people aren't the ones who never fall, they're the ones who don't give up when they do. You've probably heard about Walt Disney, the man who created the giant Disney empire. He was once fired for lacking creativity and got rejected by many investors, but he didn't give up. With persistence, Walt Disney built an entertainment empire that became a global symbol. Many of us, when we fail, start to feel like time has run out, like we've lost all our chances, and that's when we quit. But remember this, perseverance is what takes you far. Even so, no matter how strong or persistent you are, there will be times when you feel tired and can't keep going. That's when you need support from others. Don't be afraid to ask for help from family, friends, or mentors. They can help you keep your faith and share lessons that make your path easier. Look at the story of Oprah Winfrey. She went through so many failures and painful experiences in life, but she never walked alone. She had help from people like Maya Angelou and other mentors. That support helped Oprah overcome her struggles and become one of the most powerful women in the world. Sometimes we tell ourselves that we're strong enough to do everything alone, but the truth is, success is a team effort. No one does it completely by themselves. There's also one more thing to keep in mind. Perseverance and support won't be enough if you don't have the right skills to move forward. Knowledge and skills give you confidence when facing challenges, and they make your goals easier to reach. Skills don't just make you more effective, they also make you feel more confident in any situation. Many people believe that passion alone is enough, but passion can't replace real knowledge and skills. You need to know how to apply what you've learned in real life to get the results you want. In the end, to build lasting confidence, you have to focus on improving yourself every single day. You don't need to change everything overnight, but each day, you can do one small thing that moves you closer to your goal. Small progress adds up, and that's what builds true confidence. Lasting confidence isn't a destination, it's the result of constant growth. Perseverance, support, and the right skills will help you build confidence that stays with you for life. And no matter where you are on your journey, remember this, you are not alone. If you keep learning, stay patient, and never give up, you'll achieve everything you deserve. So now, you've joined me through this challenging but inspiring journey of building lasting confidence. Remember, the path of self-growth isn't always smooth. Sometimes you'll face deep valleys of doubt, but those challenges are actually your best opportunities to grow and become stronger. Now, I want you to think about your own journey. What kind of struggles have you been going through? Don't let doubt or failure hold you back. Look at them as lessons, and know that as long as you keep going, you'll always move forward. If you found this message helpful, don't forget to hit like and share this video with someone who might need these words of encouragement. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do it now so you won't miss future videos where I share more tips and strategies to help you grow every day. Leave a comment below and tell me your story, or share the challenges you're facing right now. I'd love to hear about your journey and how you're overcoming the hard times. Together, we can build a strong and supportive community so no one has to walk alone.